time to engage in other things that are
I'm sure just like you guys, your wives, you know, as busy as
I'm
you guys are.
I'm not married.
You can have a girlfriend, but basically that's...
Adam is also not married. Okay. Are you married?
Nah. Anyways, so yes, interesting stuff. It's time to watch that interview, you know, and I love the dynamic of that conversation. You know, people are doing so much, you know, like she is being a mother, a wife, traveling, getting all these things out there, and at the same time, you know, being in the space as much as she is. So let's enjoy that interview with Prudent. Check this out.
I brought you to Ghana. First, have you always wanted to come to Ghana to do promo and also organize an event in Ghana?
Yes. So when I made up my mind that I was going to do, we were picking Unfiltered. So I'm like, so after Nigeria, where else can I do it? You know, so I went through my insights on social media. Apart from Nigeria, the next people that follow me are Ghanaians. You know, but I wasn't ready at that time. London was ready for me because of the promoter. I haven't started conversations with any promoter back here in Ghana. So the one in UK, it was so positive, come through and everything. And we went to UK in March, I think on Mother's Day, and we killed it. And I'm like, you know what? Ghana is next. You know, so I couldn't wait. Ghana was supposed to be the next, you know, but before London, but you know, we're here now.
Tell us, so far the reception, you had the launch today, right?
Yes.
How was it? How was the media presence? How was...
Oh my God! Yes, they are actually, and I'm very grateful, and I will never take it for granted. So I can't wait for the biggest African comedy night happening October 16th, which is my show. We were picking Unfiltered. 16th of October, Labadi Beach Hotel. Guys, anticipate. See, buy your ticket before you hear sold that.
But what people who will be coming to this event, what is one thing that you are guaranteeing them of?
What I've never seen before. What I've never seen before. Entertainment, music, dance, comedy. So, of course, I have supporting comedians, but I'm going to be doing 1 hour on stage. Wow. Yeah.
I'm definitely not missing out on this one.
You should come.
I would be there.
Comedy is like, you know, it's intimacy, it's intimate moment. You know, so romantic. So, you know, all of us in one hall, I'm on the stage and we're just doing it. You should come, man. Come. Yeah. Some of you might even get pregnant because I'm going to be so hard on you. Raw on you.
Okay. So we will be coming 16th of September, right?
Yes.
October.
Yes.
Ooh.
October.
I actually wish it's this month so that I can just come through, man. So 16th of October.
Yes.
Okay. Labadi Beach Hotel.
Yes.
We'll definitely be coming through.
You know, and we're talking about this off. Very lively, very energetic, and the fan base, she's gonna Ghana just being in Ghana. So I did that. One thing we're talking about Adam off air is the fact that she's, or Nigerians, let me say, very daring. You know, putting herself out there, just being here at MX24 on this interview. She's gonna get new followers. I mean, my man in the background, Ziggy, was saying the same thing. He doesn't know it, but he wants to find out more about her. And we've been discussing, you know, traveling and promoting and getting our brands out there more so.
And Nigerian presenters are not working here.
No.
Nigerian presenters know the MX24, right?
No.
But she's on the platform.
Yeah, exactly, right? But she's here, and, you know, from what I saw, you know, her energy was
so it's all about moves.
Yep. Okay, so I know where them is dragging. But for me, I think this girl is somebody who I would describe as a go-getter, because she was in entertainment space, then she got married, then she stepped back a little bit, and then she came back again, and she's leading the charge. Like, when you talk about female comedy here in Africa, she's one of the people you mentioned her name. She's able to do content on social media and at the same time do stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is something that doesn't come easy for every comedian. You have a lot of comedians who cannot do stand-up comedy, but they can do these funny skits and stuff online. The reason why she's in Ghana is that she feels like when she goes through a timeline, most of her followers, apart from Nigerians, the majority are Ghanaians. So she feels like she has to come to Ghana to come and talk to Ghanaian people, to come and live with the Ghanaian community. And she's very, very intentional when it comes to her promotion. If you go to her social media page, even her arrival in Ghana, you could see the excitement. She was screaming, she was shouting, and she got a connection. I don't know, but then she got connected to the right people here in Ghana. Yeah. If you're having an event here in Ghana, and you're speaking to someone like Gizu, you're speaking to someone like Baba Sadiq, it is a done. You're speaking to someone like Francis Doku. These are the people who, yes. Yes.
They are Nigerians, eh?
No, they're not Nigerians, they're Ghanaians, but I'm saying that we're speaking to these.
Okay, so just flip it. What you're trying to say is we can also go to Nigeria, we can go to South Africa, we can go to UK. There might be UK presenters there. There might be Nigerian presenters, South African presenters, but nothing is holding us back. I mean, that's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, Chairman, you do have.
Chemo.
So that's why she's here, and I'll be expecting. And actually, a lot of people, I posted some like excerpts of our interview, like behind the scenes on my socials, and everybody was like, "Oh, I know her. I would like to come today. I want free tickets and all this." I'm like, okay. So it's very important that we.
I was going to come to Adam before we go to our first story, and this wasn't actually going to be today's first story, but because of what we're discussing, because of what she's doing, and traveling is coming about, I just think rightly so. Let's just kick off like this. Now, Sarkodie has been trending a lot lately. I mean, Sarkodie is always trending for music and things. It just shows his impact in society, in the music, in the creative space, based off his longevity, his creativity, and everything. So when Sarkodie says something, people pay attention to it. One thing I want to add to that is I know Sarkodie off air, and the man behind the music, he's very calculated. Sarkodie just doesn't say stuff. He knows what he's about. He takes his time to reason and understand things before he says it. And I'm sure sometimes he knows when he says certain things, the impact is going to have, or the conversation is going to start more so. So recently he was in an interview with Firestick. You know, a lot of people love Firestick. A lot of people know him. A lot of people follow him. And he has some words, some choice words, you know, to say about our moral rights as the media space, you know, in terms of critiquing artists, or let me say also understanding what artists go through and why artists are not where we want them to be. Perfectly said. That's what we've been saying here on the show. Why aren't we traveling? Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? Why are we here? So we have a video of what Sarkodie said, and I just want to dissect a couple of stuff like I always do from the audience, from the media, which you guys are part of, and from the artists, which you guys work with and promote. So this is Sarkodie's interview, a little, you know, excerpts from there. Enjoy this.
You can enter Choice for Here or BBC. I don't think you have the moral right to talk about artists where they Ghana where don't move. Because me I go BBC because come out the more we make I go. Right. Because that's the Ghanaian way he did there. If I ask one, if you get chance go day Choice FM, the first thing go talk this thing like we do for Choice. For real. And brand say we make I can't do Indigo. For real. Because the Ghanaian way he gets access.
So you put people on.
So that the whole ecosystem is you people for move. Not be only artists, promoters for here for stop. They think about you go do Ghana show, you go do some corner, bring the Ghana artists come there.
Put them for some room.
Back in history, they be because people will tell you won't ride on what you do, but that be history will tell you that it's possible. So you go to do them as I do the Apollo. Then all the boys for Nigeria, to be very fair, don't do any proper venue. Nobody give me in history that time I do it. They don't do anything.
So yeah, that's my man Obede Sarkodie, somebody I love so much, man. Appreciate. But anyways, let's get to the conversation. I actually want to read a little bit again of what he said, so that I think we're going to post it so you guys can really understand what he said. He said, "It's easy for someone to sit on the radio and say that Shatawale or Sarkodie didn't do this or that. I know that with the artists." I know that we, the artists, have things we should do because every time there's a step. But if you're on Ghanaian radio for close to 20 years, I'm sure it's very specific there, and you've not moved to a platform like Choice or BBC, I don't think you have the moral right to talk about Ghanaian artists who have not moved. Let's dissect a bit. 20 years, from what I'm getting there, he was speaking about longevity. He used Choice or BBC as an example because of how big the platform is and the fact that those platforms are not in Ghana, but he's been on those platforms. He used Shatawale as an example because Shatawale has been speaking about this. The media doesn't support and all this, and Shatawale has tweeted some stuff, which we're going to get into. We've also had some media personalities also talk about these things. But one thing I really took from there is that he said, you don't have the moral right. Now, Sarkodie is not saying, don't say this or don't do this, but he feels like, if you've not taken certain steps, do you really think you have the obligation to say certain things again if you've not taken those steps? Let me give two examples. Sports pundits, none of them have never played soccer before. but they talk about
Some-
sports.
some-
Some. But I think even most, if I'm not mistaken.
Even most, yes.
Yeah.
even
Most, you know, across Africa. They've never played soccer before.
Even most.
But they criticize sportsmen.
Yeah.
They talk about sportsmen. They do all these things. And some analyze very, very well, like off the
Even
cuff.
some of the coaches.
Yeah, some of the coaches have never played soccer before. Okay, that's one side of the spectrum. Now, the other side is, this is media, this is entertainment. The artist is traveling, he's on stage, but as an entertainer, or as a media personality, sorry, you can also travel. So it seems like in the media space, unlike, for example, the sports space, you can take steps that the artist can take. Back in the day, Sarkodie had a song, Free Press or so, where he was speaking about, you know, they're not getting support when they go to the BETs, to paraphrase, and all these things. So I'm just trying to dissect and understand where people stand on what he's saying. Because, again, I've had some media personalities who support him. Some are saying, no, he doesn't have the right to say what he said. The moral right. I have a couple of questions I'm going to ask as we go on, but just like I've said, from a holistic view, trying to understand what Sarkodie is saying with all the things that artists are going through. Yes, there's no money in the system, you know, artists are struggling, and even every single artist should actually be richer than they are. When you produce content, you can get to, that's why we have pirating and stuff, right? So artists go through a lot that people don't understand. I think now with social media, we know that they're not gods, they're human beings, and all these things. So, Adam, I mean, I've gotten to a lot so far. What do you think about what Sarkodie said?
I mean, I always love things which will lead to, industry conversation, because if you check every sector the world over, and even including systems of government, clearly there were certain, parts of their history where some of these, discussions, dialogue, this misunderstanding help shape those sectors and even countries. So anytime issue like that pop up, for me, I look at what it can take us to, where it can shape the industry and get us to where we want us to be. So that is what excites me about such conversation, and not about, the tantrums people throw and other things. So, this has presented us an opportunity as an industry to, look at what best we can do to make it what we want it to be. And what really is the issue, if you put it into perspective, clearly you could feel that there is, Sarkodie is feeling a certain pressure, heat, feeling a certain, people are trying to make him feel a certain responsibility that you guys need to rock horns with certain artists at the top. So clearly you could see that maybe either he's getting it on his social media, people are tagging him in things, and when he go on platforms, both locally and internationally, such questions keep coming. So clearly you could see that anytime such opportunity avails itself, he was going to spill it, and he was going to spill it as he has thought about it, and not mincing words.
Yeah.
So that is how he went about it. Like I said, into your say, there are opportunities and I'm not going to cover it.
Yeah.
And spit it out as it is. Now, clearly, in as much as he had an opportunity to express his view, the audience and those corporate, in quotes, he called them, also have the same opportunity to express their view. For me, I think the focus of his conversation was right, but there were certain elements which could have been, thrown out.
Yes.
Really?
For us to look at the proper aspect, proper perspective of those things. Because at the end of the day, people are concentrating on the minors.
What are the minors and what do you think he said?
And the minors of, if you've been in the industry for 20 years and you've not moved to BBC or Choice, like to say you've not moved to big platform, you don't have the moral right to criticize him. That I can feel like it was out of a certain pressure, or heat of the moment. Because
that's why I gave an example, right?
Yeah.
With the sports.
Yeah.
Aren't we all in the same space? If the media doesn't go there to witness it firsthand, what Sarkodie went through? Because, Adam, seeing an event in pictures and videos is one thing.
That example is different. I mean, this is not about reporting. It's about seeing. It's about something.
No, it's about experiencing.
Yes, but we experience. I mean, this thing you don't need any research scientist to tell you that the Nigerian artists are going miles ahead of us. This one too, for the experience. How do you want to experience to know that someone is moving? I'm coming. Let me land on my point.
Please do.
So, if that is the case, it is not about somebody moving to a certain space. Bolare has not moved to any international platform. He's been here, but he's been connecting people.
Okay, let me ask you.
Now,
this.
I'm coming to the point.
Yeah.
All he wanted to say is that all of us, it's an ecosystem. All the ecosystems, we need to position ourselves well to be able to plug or push the artists. That is a good call. That is the important point that I was talking about. This is a good call to action. That's Charlie, that's in the AB movement. Look at what happened to Kiss Daniel. The concert he was going to play in somebody's country, not in Nigeria. It was something put together by a Nigerian promoter. So, that Nigerian promoter has moved into a certain space to be able to plug one of their top artists in that ecosystem. So, Sarkodie is making a good call that let us all plug ourselves or position ourselves well to be able to. I mean, nobody will fight with anybody with this.
Okay.
But that aspect that he brought in the conversation, that is where people, I mean, because the likes of Kwame Sefakai, Delay, Nanaba Namwa, a lot of these guys have not been to these places, but they've done more to other artists.
Okay.
Myself here, I've not been to work on BBC. The only far I've gone was to go to an international platform for education. That's Russia Today, RT.
Okay.
But I have been a liaison for an artist in Ghana here and DW in Germany. I don't have to go there. We just have to position ourselves to help, which is good because at the end of the day, when the industry is thriving, I mean, we all, see the ripple effect and benefit from.
Okay.
So, this is one too many. When Sarkodie get a platform, an artist of his repute and clout, his expressions, conversation should bring about unity. It should, because, like you were saying, he has seen a lot of things that need urgent answers and strategies. So this is no time for the sowing seeds of discord and confusion. And, we need to properly strategize. Okay. That's not how to, the things he's seen that he wants us to correct, that's not the way to go about it.
So you don't have a problem with the message, but how the message was put across.
I don't have a problem because it's a good message.
I just want a simple yes. I don't know if you can give me a simple yes or no to this before I come to Prudent. Do you think, again, you gave a perfect example, right? Promoters, you gave Kiss Daniel as an example. Again, we have Ghana Party in the Park where artists are taking out.
And you see,
very good. Do you think the Ghanaian media space,
okay.
Because, I make music too and I'm in the media space, so I have to be as honest and as fair as I can be. Do you think the Ghanaian media space is doing as much as the Nigerian media space, as the South African media space? Forget the artists. Traveling, promoting, projecting positive light on their industry. Is the Ghanaian media space doing that? Simple yes or no? Generally.
The Ghanaian media space is doing that. Chairman, let us not make the thing look as if that the thing goes beyond just the media space. That is why.
But the media space is very important.
I'm coming. That is why I was even thinking that he shouldn't have even, just targeted the media. There are a lot of people in this. The music, like I said, is an ecosystem. And it involves a lot of people, even behind the scene, than just media people.
Yeah.
People are connecting, people are putting people on. and there are no media.
Okay.
So just call the ecosystem to come together and execute a certain strategy.
So just
but
like
not
you said,
calling
right?
out someone.
Just like you said, with what Sarkodie said, there's a very big divide.
And you see,
know,
if you
trying to
go, even
understand.
if you bring on this set Ghanaian promoters abroad to come and tell you experiences with Ghanaian artists.
Okay, we actually
you may even give up on your dream of going international.
We'll come to that, but you know, for
there was
example,
a time, just one of the Ghana party in the park shows. I mean, the organizer said one of the artists they were supposed to be on a platform. Is it Ghana party in the park of GMA UK.
Yeah.
At Charlie, I say Atari bi yankoto Atari amanon ko interview.
So we're actually going to come to that because, you know, as much as we're talking
See,
and
so
trying to understand the media,
like Sarkodie
we have
said,
to try and understand
there are a
what
lot
the
of things that artists
through.
need to do.
Okay,
He
so
acknowledged that, and that was a good thing.
We have two media personalities. Pudi, I'm going to come to you on this one. DJ Slimmy and Miss G, you know, very different opposite sides of the fence in terms of what Sarkodie said. And I've always said, you know, art, it has to be very dividing sometimes. DJ Slimmy said, you know, you say you're the best rapper in Africa. Nobody come force you to talk that. Now you go and represent us on the... Now go and represent us on the foreign scene to you, they complain. You start, make music, then the video and Wizkid all be kiddies. I feel your frustration, but channel it well for the culture. Okay, so that's what DJ Slimming said. Now we know where he stands. But Miss G also said, my understanding of Sark's message is simply, whilst you're beckoning, critiquing or aiding others to grow, don't be stagnant. Grow, diversify, add value to yourself or craft. Just don't be same as you were 5 or 10 years, or even last year. So as you guys can really see,
message. I mean,
two very different divides. But the fact is, Sarkodie has said what he said, and it sparked this conversation, which I love.
and we also have the right, moral right. This time around, moral
Prudent.
right.
You heard what Edward said.
For me, I got the opportunity to listen to the entire interview. It was a very interesting interview. But then I'm very sad today because Sarkodie has a lot of so much wisdom, so much things that we can ponder on it and then take some one or two things from. Because he kept talking about the ecosystem and then pulling together. And he's making mention of being at the BET backstage where he's the only Ghanaian there and there are no Nigerians, where when you see Burna, Wizkid and all these people, he feels like this is not right. So for me, one, I think the communication was very, very bad. But then also, I'm not going to look at what Sarkodie said about the moral rights and all those things because we all criticize. Everybody is bound to be criticized. Questioning whether the media can criticize him, that's the issue I'm talking about. You don't need, look, everybody is scrutinized or is subscribed to criticism. You can't say you can't be criticized. Like Sarkodie saying, we don't have the moral right. For me, Asantewaa, the TikTok star, I got Asantewaa an interview on BBC. I've not been to BBC. I've not been to BBC, but I was able to get. But the thing is that for him, I think he's frustrated because there's been a lot of pressure from we Ghanaians like myself. I keep saying, Sarkodie should do this, Sarkodie should do that. But then after watching that interview, I realized that he's actually doing well, but he feels like we have people also in these spaces, like DJ Edu. Every show at the O2 Arena is emceed by DJ Edu. DJ Edu Top 5 Countdown on the BBC One Extra is mostly fused with Nigerian music. It was just 1 or 2 times that we see Kiddy flashing in there, or maybe some Stonebwoy flash in there here and there. So for me, I think Sarkodie is actually...
Summer Jam has Ghanaian.
Yeah, so for me, I think Sarkodie...
as part of those main people.
Yeah. So,
did the media project that?
Eh?
Did the media project that?
That's why people...
It goes beyond the media, right? It goes beyond the artists. Like, there's so many factors involved. But the media and the artists are very, very vital. So without either one, detrimental.
Look for the right strings to pull.
Yeah. Him?
The artist, yes. If you are looking for a certain, you think that Prudent can lead you to maybe a certain place at East Legon. Speak to Prudent. If he can't, he will direct you to another person. That is how it is. When you say the media, it's not only about projecting. The media can even lead people without projecting. What I did for the artists, I didn't announce it on social media or in my print. I did it. Bola and a lot of media people, Abeku Santana, brand ambassadorial deals and all. these are
But
some
you
of
see,
the
Adam,
people...
in this space, right? In this space we're in, visibility is very, very important.
Yeah.
That's why we have billboards, we have adverts, we have TV, we have social media. So if, like you're saying, I'm sure there are a lot of people doing this behind the scenes, but if we're not seeing these things as much, if the artists feel like, yo, this is not happening for us, we're not getting that support visually, there's no visibility of what's going on, where do we stand as an entity trying to help the artist? So if Sarkodie goes on this platform again and he's like, for 20 years, I've been doing this. For 30 years, I've been doing this. But the people criticizing me, and for that one, I understand, you know. Again, people don't have to be in your space to criticize you. I mean, we don't play soccer, but when my players don't play well, I talk about it. I brought it up, but he just had to land on that.
Which highest level of coaching where you get, where they criticize Man U players?
But again, when it comes to the media and the artists, when we have award shows, the media and the artists go together. If they're VGMAs sitting in the auditorium, you can't compare it to not being there. I mean, we do see the faults and all these things. So what I want to land or what I want to understand is, Sarkodie bringing up or sparking this conversation, wasn't it right at all? Because again, you're having how the message was put across.
Yeah, it was right. The part where he said we don't have the moral ground and then upgrade and all those things.
That's the problem.
You don't need to go to BBC before you plug somebody at BBC.
I mean, it's a good conversation for every ecosystem in the industry needs to be up and doing, because now there is a competition. We want to beat it. So, I mean, we need to put our A game on and be able to be... It's simple. And it's a good message. I mean, who will say...
So should the media step up right now?
We all.
Just like we're saying the artists should step up.
Yes,
so
of
the
course.
media has
I mean,
to
there's
step up.
nothing wrong.
So we have to travel more.
It's not our traveling more. You can connect to people without, traveling more. You understand?
But then, what if, let me ask Prudent this. What if there's an artist in Ghana who doesn't travel but has his music all over the world? You know, would criticize him heavily, right? You would criticize him.
You see, let me tell you something.
Is that different?
See, I'm coming. It's different because our focuses are different.
But we're all fighting for the same goal.
No. Media and artists. I mean, media, you are throwing spotlight. At times, your focus is that you want to deal with issues locally to ensure things are fixed. I mean, the artists, that is not... The artists, aside getting success locally, because of digital and how the game is running, the artists, mostly the main focus is hitting and breaking out. To be able to rake in whatever is in there for artists to enjoy, so that at the end of the day, you can even come back and come and support. And if you want to, I mean, equalize the focus of a media personality and a media house and an artist, I mean, you'll be comparing apples to oranges because our focuses are different. You understand? Because
they're different, but they have the same goals in terms of projecting what the artist is doing.
Yes, but you can project without necessarily. I mean, how many Nigerians are at BBC? How many Nigerians are on CNN? How many Nigerians are on DW?
What would you want to add?
But do you know we have, I mean, some Ghanaians on DW.
You have Ghanaians
and how many Nigerians are there? Capital. You understand? It is not about the number of... It's about...
For me, I think one presenters, like this is actually a wake-up call for presenters as well. We also need to upgrade ourselves.
How many Nigerians, Nigeria presenters do you know on CNN? But Nigerians are doing well in America.
But Adam, I think also, this also is a wake-up call for us as presenters
to connect.
I mean, to upgrade ourselves with regards to social media.
So what we're going to do is we're going to
So at times,
we're going to get back to this.
You can do this simple if you're a media person. I mean, try and you follow some of the, other media, top media personalities. And normally try and...
Okay, so guys, we'll go for a quick commercial
generate
break.
a conversation, get their numbers, reach out, and you are good to go.
Okay, so we have an artist who's going to come through. We have a lot of conversation to carry on with. Charlie, and then do you have any shouts?
No, but before I give the shout out, all I want to say is that, I mean, as an industry, we need to come to the realization that there is a lot of work to do. Shola, Soraya or something. He was the producer for Afrobeat Backstory. I mean, if you look at what the guy narrated, reason why he did this, He knows that there is the UK element, there is Lagos element, and Ghana. But what he said was that there is a Ghana element which I don't know much, but I traveled there. And if you watch the documentary, you can clearly see that this is an agenda to tell the history of Nigeria and make it like it's the Afrobeat story. He even attributed the success of Afrobeat today to rappers in Nigeria who just started in 99, when Reggie had already started in 93. You understand? So if you don't tell your story, it will be told for you. So what it tells us is that we have a lot of work to do. So it is not time for infighting. Whoever plays a role in the industry, the ecosystem, let us all come together, look at how best we can project the industry, because it can bring about music tourism where all of us will benefit.
Yeah,
Charlie, I mean, industry conversation are emotional because the end benefit.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like that. It's going to benefit us
great.
all, you know, and even the audience. Put in quickly anything you want to add before we go.
For me, I think, for me, I don't want to go into where Sarkodie is wrong, and I feel like the whole conversation was very necessary. The ecosystem needs to upgrade itself, promoters, everybody must play their role, and for me, media personalities connect with other people and try as much as possible to plug our music in other jurisdictions so that we can project our music. And like Adam was saying, tell our own story. We need to start telling our own story. And Sarkodie, I'll be expecting your album, Jams. I think you have a collaboration with Black Hole. I'll be expecting that one. I'll project that one. So shout out to each and every person.
Yeah, very interesting conversation. Be a part of it. We want you to. We need you to. You have to. At MX24GH, every single platform. At the hashtag MX Live. Not leaving you just yet. Quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Anytime you me a bitten already, so fire can't cool. He said my chicken needs some seasoning, so you won't put a little bit salt in it. Oh Lord have mercy. Self-control is failing me. Sister, lady, please don't vex with me. Please don't argue with me. No, come fight with me, no. Talk to your boyfriend. Baby, you want my number. Talk to your boyfriend. Baby, you won't come try. Talk to your boyfriend. Loving me, oh. Loving me, oh. Talk to your boyfriend. Loving me, oh. Loving me, oh. Yeah. Loving me, oh. Loving me, oh. Talk to your boyfriend. Loving me, oh. Loving me, oh.
It's the derby. Then I talk to my boyfriend. Oh, now ex. With your phone just to send them child texts. Now when him say they plus me. Now so you want minus me. Then we get plans multiply. But you take a dream, we can't divide. Math we were one out compare. And be better I'm a work and how compare. Or trap on trap me ho. Kakalika love spray man. The derby. First gear ego hala hala hala. Later you go 10 bola. Time be money or do I say time. Time be money, oh me, I'm fine. Can't forget to get in the air, I can't. New leaf, new page, new pants.
Sister, lady, please don't vex with me. Please don't argue with me. Don't come fight with me, no. To your boyfriend, baby.
Oh man, you've got to love it and be excited whenever you see beautiful ladies in a music video. And I wish you guys could see the background. All the guys in the studio, they've blocked the TV and they're enjoying the music more than me. Ziggy, I see you in the background. And that's how I'm going to begin. You see what you've caused in the background. All the guys can't keep themselves off you. Their eyes, let me get this clear, their eyes off you.
Out of their ears.
Everything.
They should listen
Everything.
to
Everything. First of all, how does it feel when you see the fan love, the appreciation? Yeah, everybody flocking to you on your music. Is it normal now?
It's not normal. I mean, I love it. Everyone in this, like, doing music and into entertainment is like an attention seeker. So we all
that's deep.
Yeah, we all looking for the attention. We all expecting
Yeah.
the love. So I'm not going to sit here and act like.
Has fame
I
been
don't
difficult to deal with?
Not at all.
Then you're handling it very well.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people can.
Well, fame came before me, so I'm still there.
Nice, nice. Okay, so we have Enam in the studio. Super beautiful lady. Amazing talent. Such a special human being every time I've spoken to her. Now, the thing is, we haven't spoken for a while. So I'm very happy to have you. But please send us messages at MX24GH, every single platform, at the hashtag MXLive. It makes it easier to find us. If there's anything you want to ask her, please be my guest, just like she is right now, and ask her. And what have you been up to? Apart or away from the music, how have you been and what have you been up to?
Okay, I've just been chilled and I'm just having time with my dogs as usual.
Oh, you love dogs?
Yeah,
That's nice.
I breed dogs. I'm a dog lover. I'm
Me
a
too.
all around, like
What's your favorite
all
breed?
the time. I love Maltese. I love Shih Tzus. I like Caucasians.
Pretty girls, man. Those are the dogs they love.
Oh,
I love
really?
Pit Bulls and Dobermans. And
Nah,
yeah,
I don't like
that's
Pit Bulls. I don't like Pit Bulls. Okay, I'll choose Dobermans over Pit Bulls because I love their ears.
Their ears when they're clipped, right?
And the way they are, you know, sexy and masculine.
They
really
are.
love
So that's what you've been up to.
Yes, that's what I've been up
Okay.
to. Writing music,
okay.
being in the studio, just, I mean.
Okay. Being away from releasing for a while, has that been difficult for you as a creative?
Well, with me, I'm always creating. My life is always about the creating process. So I always make sure that I'm in the right state to present myself to my people. Because in as much as you have to release music and just bring music for your fans, you have to do it right. And then you have to do it when like you are in the right state to do it.
Yeah.
But like I've just been on the grind, writing music, creating new things, and just developing myself and working too. I mean, I was working with Revo TV on some show. Yeah.
Wow.
What's Good Africa? I mean, Ghana didn't get to hear about that. But I was doing that all the time. They weren't hearing from me.
Why do you think Ghana didn't hear about that? Because, you know, today, for example, we've been speaking and, you know, someone like the legend, Sarkodie, said about the media. I'm sure you've seen what he said, you know, about projecting Ghanaian artists, you know, being out there. I mean, he has some choice words, but what I'm taking from it is that he feels like maybe the media has as much to do as the artists, because the media want the artists to do so well, just like the fans. When you say you've worked with Revolt TV, you've been on international platforms, but it wasn't projected as much. Why do you think that's the case? And do you think that's a bit, the media has a bit part to play in that?
Yeah, I think it's a very big problem, because whenever something good goes on, the media doesn't get to talk about it or hype it. Even if they see it, because they just see it like, okay, it's normal. But when something bad happens, they are easy to take it across. But sometimes I don't blame them, because it's like the media also feed off the people, and then they do what the people like. And that is like what Ghanaians or people are interested in. People always like it when they have scary news, when they have news that is more edgy and not like
relationship
normal
stuff.
They want things that are intense. So it makes it difficult for the media. And so the media houses that put it upon themselves to promote good things, they don't really get the numbers like all the other people who do the...
But if it becomes, where is the point, like it's a choice. You know, I see good, I don't project it, but I see bad, I project it more so. If it becomes a choice, that's a problem for the industry. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's a big problem. I mean, Ghanaian music industry or Ghanaian industry has a very big homework to do. I'll be honest, I'm not going to sit around here and lie, because if the industry was better than it is now, most artists like, you know, some artists wouldn't even have to suffer to get things across. And then Ghana wouldn't even have to suffer in things that we do, and they need artists to represent Ghana. And it looks like Ghanaians are not even there, or like we don't even have the talent. But trust me, there are more talented people in Ghana, just as Nigeria and all over the world. But we don't have time to even fish for them. We don't even have time to look. We don't have time. Whatever comes, that's what we jump on, and we don't even care.
Do you think the artists are doing enough?
They're doing more than enough. I don't know what an artist is supposed to do apart from do like a great content, a great music, and bring it out to their audience to consume. And I just see that the media houses are also supposed to like support, just like MX24 is having me here.
Like, of course. Having such a beautiful conversation.
You get me?
I mean, I love it when, you know, when you're talking to an artist, you can talk about, what is fun and all these things, but things like you're saying now, and I've always said, and I'm always going to say, you speak for so many people who probably feel like they don't have a voice. A young girl, you know, a guy who's pushing, trying to project the music, but it's just not working out. And when they get to understand that it's not the easiest thing for someone who's as big as Enam, you know, they can relate to it. How has your growth as an artist been? Are you happy with the response you're getting in terms of fan base, again, the media, in terms of connecting and traveling and being on these international platforms? Are you happy with the growth?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy with my growth. As far as I'm concerned, I know where I started from, and I know what I've been doing, and I just know that it's going good. It's not bad at all. But I feel like I just need more support from the media and the people who can put me out there for all the other people to see me. Because if I do music and I bring it out and I don't get the people to also give me the bigger stage or give me the bigger audience, it would just be within my space and my audience.
Okay, so what do you want the media to do specifically, exactly? Because that's what we've been discussing. People say,
play my videos.
What do you want them to do?
Play my music, play my videos, put me on shows, give me money, you know, to do things.
I mean, you deserve it.
I deserve it a lot, because, I mean, I put a lot of money in my craft. When you look at my works, you know that I just don't get up and go and just do anything. Everything I do, I make sure that I put in the money. I put in the effort.
That's what I was about to ask you. For those who don't know, what does Enam do or go through in actually promoting her music? What steps do you take in promoting your music?
When I release the song, you have to take it to the radio stations. So I have to pay DJs. You pay them. Yes, you have to pay them. You pay them, you select like maybe 10 DJs, you pay them a particular amount.
And is that like an obligation, or you just feel like it's just being nice?
It's not being nice. They will take it. because that's their job. And they would also tell you that, you know what, we also have to survive. And I don't blame them, because the industry is in a way that a DJ can be working with a radio station and they would never pay the DJ. So if you come and you want them to play your music, it is not also their fault to also take money, because they can be hungry and be playing your song. So me, I don't give the blame to the DJs, but I just feel like all of us, we have a lot to do. Because if one person gets up today and, okay, I'm done with this, I'm a radio station, I'm going to pay my workers, and I'll make sure that I wouldn't make them, because, you know, everybody just gets up and they open a radio station. Let's bring our songs, let's come and play. You can't pay your DJs, you just fix them in there, and you want them to. So they also take money. So you pay DJs, you have to pay TV stations. Some of them, they have their prizes. They have, you know, some of them, they would even tell you that go and come back, they will review it, they will take this amount per hour and all of that. But just listen, Jason.
So which people have just gotten up and are stressing you out like this?
Oh, that one, they know.
Who's stressing my baby girl? You know, you're too pretty to be stressed.
Well,
who's stressing my baby girl?
Well, they don't, it's their thing. I mean, that's what they do.
So, like, for a very large percentage, that's what's happening.
That's what's happening. Everything is money. But you can even call someone, like a friend of yours, to use your song for, like, a content on social media. And if they charge you, like, 5,000 Ghana cedis, do you think, like, an artist can afford 5,000 Ghana cedis?
That's deep.
Just for, like, maybe a content creator?
Yeah.
You've not paid the DJs. You've not paid your video director, production cost. You've not paid for fitting. Because when you're coming out as an artist, you just don't go and take
seems like
anything.
it's a long stream of problems. And there's a whole
things.
disconnect. Because now, from what you're saying, right, I'm getting the media, I'm hearing the DJs, just an example, down to the artist, to the audience.
Even when you send, like, broadcast, someone can say, oh, ad Mando.
What is going on?
That's a joke.
What is going on? Trust me, I'm sure there are people who are doing it. Trust me, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, wow, very, very interesting to see what we've spoken about in this short time. But the thing is, with you, you're not giving up despite all these hurdles and setbacks. One thing about you is spirituality is very important to you. I mean, you said this openly. You know, you started music in the shrine. You've carried on with the music. Why was it so important to you to be open and honest just like you are? Because I've always said you might do the most beautiful thing in the world right now, but social media and the internet is going to find something negative to say about it. Help somebody else. Somebody's going to find something negative to say. Why are you so open and honest, especially, you know, with your spirituality and everything you've been through as an artist?
Well, I'm very honest. And I know the only reason why people would ask me, or people would think, okay, why are you coming out with your spirituality, is because it has shrine. Because people's perception about shrine is very, very different. I know that if I had maybe spoken about my spiritual background to be like a Christian or a Muslim, people wouldn't have like even any question about it in the first place. But I feel like whatever you are, you are. And me, I'm very true to myself. I wouldn't go and be talking about something I didn't start from when I know very well I started from there. You just know. I was a little girl in a small village. And when I was born, I wasn't taken to church to be named or Christian or whatever. What I know, the truth, what I knew to be my truth, before I even realized like people go to church and all of that, was my shrine. And that is the only holy thing that I know. So it would be very wrong of me to come out and be thinking that someone that goes to a different place is unholy. Because we all have places that we go. So me coming out with my spirituality is very, very normal to me. That is why I'm even speaking about it. It doesn't even feel like it's strange. But like it's so normal. It's just like someone was born and they were taken to church. That's all I knew. I later discovered all the other religions. The first religion that I know about is African traditional religion. Before I even discovered Christianity, Buddhism, all the above.
So many more.
Yes. So I started my musical journey from the shrine. I grew up with my great-grandmothers, and they were the great singers of the Yahweh shrine, the Haji Vodushis. Growing up, I saw this beautiful thing of my great-grandmother singing in the shrine, healing people, doing great things, just like we see pastors performing miracles today. And, you know, this is something that...
Very interesting.
Yes,
Very
I grew up on and I saw, and it was very, very, very good to me. My grandmom was the cleanest human I ever came across. I don't think, like, I've met anybody who is as clean or holy as my grandmother. Let's put it that way.
Shouts to her. Wow, very interesting, man.
Yes.
And you're such a beautiful soul, you know.
Thanks.
I've said this so many times. But, as much as I want to keep on talking to you, let's talk a little bit about the EP before we leave. Charlie, there's a lot of excitement,
I
you know, about this EP. Tell us about it. What is it about? How many songs, features? Tell us everything.
Okay, I have 6 songs. First of all, the title of the EP is We Have It. And We Have It.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it.
We Have It.
I mean, you're the first person
who
doesn't speak Ewe, who gets
it's
We
like,
Have It.
I just do this, darling. I just do
But
this.
it's you, it's Jason, man. Like,
how many songs on this?
6.
And what does it mean?
We Have It means 12
Oh.
in Ewe.
Is that a significant number to you?
Yes, because I was born with 12 toes. 6 here, 6 here.
Wow.
All the toes had nails on it with bones in it. It wasn't like that small, tiny, it was 6. So I was born with 12 toes. So growing up, I was called Weaver in my village. Everybody knows me as Weaver. I was called 12 because they used to call me with a number because I was the only child I was born with 12 toes in the whole village.
Wow.
So nobody wanted their kids to play with me because they thought I was a witchy child. And I was being discriminated among a lot.
Oh, sorry about that.
But sorry about that. Sorry for them.
Yeah.
It actually showed me my path. It showed me my way. Because instead of playing with humans, I used to play in the trees with the birds. They were the only friends that I knew. Wow. They never left me and they never discriminated because I was a human being with 12 toes. They just saw me as a human. So Weaver is like a very significant number to me. And this is my debut EP. And I don't think if I didn't have 12 toes or if I was not born with 12 toes, I would even have that spark or I would even realize my talent because singing was the only thing that I did that made me feel like I wasn't that weird. Yeah. So that was the love of my life and that was the thing that I used to do. When I start singing, people don't look at my 12 toes. They just look at my face and don't judge me.
That's incredible. You know, I love your honesty. As I've said, unfortunately, we have to go. Is there anything you want to add? The EP, is it out? Where can we get it? Tell us about that.
The EP is out and is on all the DSPs, Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Boomplay, everywhere. We have 6 songs. Go and stream it. When you listen, the first song is a traditional song from the shrine. So all the people who have not heard a shrine music,
that's where they're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you've never heard a shrine music, go and listen. Maybe you become a shrine person.
You want to tell your fans? You want to tell your fans anything before you leave us?
Okay, I just want to tell them that I love them so much, and you should stay true to yourself. Don't feel scared of who you are, or don't feel scared of your truth. The thing you know is what you know. What you know is what is going to set you free. If you go picking on other people's things, you'll be lost. The time you find your way back, the time will be done. So please, just stay true to yourself and stream my EP, Weaver EP. Follow me up on all social media platforms. To all the new people falling in love with me, it's Enna Music.
Oh, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Unfortunately, we have to sign off. Off the Cuff is coming to, you know, where we have our sports and everything. But, you know, to this beautiful lady to my left, I've always said this. You have a beautiful son. I'm going to say this again.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're so sweet,
I love energy. I love good energy. I have to sign off. But please go out, get her music support. I always say the #1 way to support an artist is to buy the music. You know, when you buy it, they release better content and the audience will get to enjoy more. I'm going to see you same time tomorrow, 3 to 4 p.m. See you.
I fake me take, yes it, what's it?